You guys made me lose that fish. Anyway, hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Pokemaniac, coming back at you with yet another thrilling episode of Pokemon Platinum. In the last episode, we tied up some odds and ends, some bits and bobs, and we are now on our way to the illustrious Canalave City, which is, in fact, Cynthia recommended we go there because there's a, library that has books on, nerd stuff like Pokemon history. And yeah, actually, I feel like Pokemon history would legitimately be something I'd be legitimately interested in. But that's neither here nor there. In this episode, also, I should say, more importantly, in Canalave City, that is the location of our next gym battle. So it sounds like a good idea to go there. But before we do that, obviously, there are some trainers we have to plow through. Like this guy, for example. Outdoor fishing for the win. Shouting doesn't help my fishing any, but shout I must. Ah, gosh. Ain't that relatable, I tell you what. So yeah, this guy's kind of in a similar position. Miguel, he's in a similar position to hello. Okay, so he's starting out strong with a Gyarados. To how we were at the beginning of the episode, where you guys so rudely interrupted my fishing, made me lose that one. It could have been a Gyarados, you never know. And yeah, as you can see, if you don't recall from the last episode, we also switched up Maytag's form. He is now in the most popular form, probably the most useful form going on in Generations, which is Rotom Wash, which should make quick work of this Gyarados. I guarantee you we did not even need that crit. Maytag could have just O-code. Gyarados, as intimidating as they are, quite literally, send them in, come on, keep them coming. Oh my goodness. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, am I right? Yeah. Yeah, as intimidating as they are, they don't stand a chance against the electricity, which is an unfortunate downside to Gyarados, but still great Pokemon nonetheless, and you don't get, there are not many Pokemon that are cool, that have a cooler design than Gyarados. Just absolute monster. Something you definitely want on your team, particularly something a 10-year-old should be handling, right? And Donzaloo growing to level 38, he is progressing quite fast. Gwah, this is hurting. What, sitting on your Yeti cooler or something? That can't be comfortable unless it actually has, a cushion or something on there, but knowing these fishermen, it probably does. Well, I don't know these fishermen, so I can't really say that. Yeah, nothing's biting, bro. Tell me about it. Okay. Let you in on a little BTS here, guys. While we're fighting fishermen, Luke. It's not Luke, it's Luke, because he forgot it's usually L-U-K-E, but Luke, like the card. But anyway, I'll let you in on a little BTS here. He's right, nothing was biting. The little fishing bit that I did to open the episode with, I'm not kidding you guys, I probably, took 10 times fishing before anything even bit. It was wild. I could not believe it, which, I mean, it's reflective of real-world fishing, but I don't play video games to reflect the real world. I play video games to escape the real world. I don't want realistic game. Well, I can't say that either because, I kind of like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon and all those. Those are pretty fun, and they try to be rather realistic. But that's neither here nor there. That's not Pokemon. Pokemon isn't a real-life simulator. Could you imagine if it was, though? What Pokemon would you have if you could have one real one? You gotta make it count, too. I don't want any sus answers in the comments, so really think about this one. And know that you're exposing yourself on the internet. But with that, there's another Remoraid. Once again, Remoraids, they're no big deal. This guy's whole shtick is supposed to throw out 3 Remoraids and then a Gyarados, but he kind of jumped the gun on it, or maybe he jumped the Sharpedo, and threw out his Gyarados early because he was so threatened by Maytag. Yeah, he just has a bunch of Remoraid. Okay, he has 4 Remoraid and 1 Gyarados. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, honestly, I think it'd be kind of cooler if he had 4 Remoraid and then an Octillery, because we haven't seen one yet. Wouldn't that be nifty? I don't know. But let's take down this Remoraid, and the Remoraid do get progressively stronger as they go on. And he said nothing was biting, but he seems to have a pretty full team. His Yeti coolers seems to be pretty full of Remoraid right now, if you ask me. Because I feel like he just fished these guys up and he's just throwing them at us as if, they are a threat at all. Well, they're not a threat. He just pulled them out of the water, and I was like, crap, this kid's here. I'm going to throw Remoraids at him. Which, to be fair, it's a strategy. Overwhelm them with numbers if you can't beat them with skill. All right. And with that, fisherman, look. Can't catch a fish, can't catch a break. Buddy, you're preaching to the choir. I wish I could be fishing right now. Wishing I was fishing right now. Instead of going on a journey to get the gym badges, save the world. It's stupid. Yeah, so all roads lead to Rome, as they say. So all sea routes west of Jubilife lead to Canalave. I'll work on that phrase and come up with a better one for you guys. A man of the sea is also a man of Pokemon. Oh, well, I guess. I'll take your word for it, bud, because I'm a man of Pokemon, but I'm not a man of the sea. Sailor Skylar. Skylar sends out a Mantike. Aw, look at that thing. I don't know if we've seen one before, but if we haven't, Mantike is the pre-evolved form of Mantine. I know, you know, it's like pretty obvious, but we're gonna pour one out here. We're gonna make sure that this one, you know, gets absolutely destroyed, sizzled in the fiery wrath of my lightning. That one's for you, Steve. And oh, Maytag grown to level 37. Maytag's too good. Too good. Next up is Machoke. Okay, so that's kind of a little gimmick of Sailors here, but this is a great opportunity to throw out Warbeak, since Warbeak's fallen behind just a little bit, which is, you know, it's not the fact that, you know, Warbeak's not useful. It's the fact that Warbeak's like too good. It's like we need to train up some other mons to get them on Warbeak's level. Wow, what I want to do. Machoke is pretty bulky, and it can hit me with a pretty decent fighting type move. And again, being part normal, we gotta watch out for those kinds of things. Oh, I was just going for Seismic Toss, whatever. All right, so Fly, I'm fully expecting Fly to take this thing out, even though we're on the same level. It's that easy because Warbeak on the warpath once again. And 531 EXP, boom, right up to level 35. We are moving right along. Take that, Skylar. Anchors away, Pico, my darling. Let's set sail. All right, I'm sorry, it's force of habit whenever there's a sailor on screen. This guy does not look like he has any water-type Pokemon, funny enough. So let's throw Zuko up front. Again, it's kind of unfortunate that Zuko is not as strong as I feel like he could be, so we're going to give him a little extra additional training. Let it rock, it's the rhythm of battle. All right, buddy, there's one song I can sing. It is the Song of War. Guitarist Tony. All right, and he sends out his... Do you guys remember from like episode like 2 or 3, whatever it was, when I did the Kricketune cry? Yeah, this is it. This is the guy. This is the guy. It's him. It's him. This is the one. This is the reference. All right, Kricketune. This is a Pokemon we haven't seen thus far, but obviously we have mentioned. Kricketune is the evolved form of Kricketot. Zuko, you have to be able to OHKO Kricketoons, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, bud. Anyway, Kricketune, not the greatest Pokemon. Listen to it. I know I keep talking over the cry, but it's such a good cry. But it honestly, I can't recommend it at all. It's not a good Pokemon. It's cool because it's one of those, you know, early bug Pokemon that evolved pretty early. But whoa! Did you see those seals on that? That was creative. I like that. Good job. Good job. Good job on this this rocker, this guitarist guy. We're going to see if we can. I'm not expecting the Magnemite to necessarily go down because its defenses are pretty good. Yeah. Zuko, you're so inconsistent. I love you, though. Oh, we're so close to that next level. We're definitely going to want to do that. So, hey, Thone, can you hear it? My guitar's weeping. All right, is it Weepin' Bell, though? For whom the Weepin' Bell tolls, I suppose. All right, come over here, pick a couple more berries. These things, fellas. Infinite money hack right here. Look, these things, they're just out. They grow in the ground, literally. You can just pick them, you can plant them, and if you water them, you can come back. There's gonna be more, okay? Except for that one. We don't deal with that one, okay? Is there an item down here? No, there's not. This is a trap. I have been bamboozled. All right, but with that, I mean, heck, real short route, 218, that's what it is. We have already arrived at Canalave City, and, hello? Jake, long time no see. Oh, you look puzzled. You're wondering who I am? Yeah, I'm sorry, there's just a lot of people who just keep popping up all of the time to tell me things or give me stuff. It's hard to keep track of them all. I'm Professor Rhodes' assistant at Dawn's father. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were the dork on, the gentleman on Cycling Road who gave us the EXP share. That was pretty nice. The professor asked that I upgrade your Pokedex, you see. So I'd chosen this spot on a hunch that he had passed through. Well, your hunch was pretty correct. I mean, it's kind of bottlenecked through here. This is the only real way to get in, without being able to fly, of course. Jake, may I have a look at your Pokedex for a moment? Let's see. Was I supposed to put the software here? Was I supposed to put the software here? Oh, put in the software here. Okay. Jeez, oh man, I freaked out there for a second. Ka-chunk. I like to imagine that he's just the one saying ka-chunk, ka-chunk. So he's just like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, biz, zap, science-y, blah. All done. I've upgraded your Pokedex. I should explain how it's been updated, shouldn't I? I mean, it would be helpful, but it's probably not going to make too much of it, as long as it still does what it's supposed to. It can now display images of male and female Pokemon. Oh, thank goodness. Because you know what I was missing? I was sitting there, and I was looking at B-barrels in my Pokedex, and I'm like, what's the difference between the cheeks of the males and the females? Now we know. Okay, I'll leave you to carry on your project for the professor. May I also ask you to keep an eye on Team Galactic? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we've been doing it already, and, after Veilstone, they wouldn't let us join, so we swore vengeance on them. I suppose it's something we could, keep doing. The professor's concerned about what happened at Jubilife City. Aren't you concerned about what happened to your daughter? If I hadn't been there in Jubilife, I mean, it was fortunate that we were together in Jubilife, so we could have taken them down. That was forever ago. And then, do you even know that your daughter's Pokedex, her Pokedex, was stolen, and we had to get that back? My goodness. It's probably nothing to worry over. I'll be on my way now. Ugh, okay. I don't know. I feel like we care about Sensei a little more than her father does, but, boy, I sure am thirsty. Well, I'm flattered, but we only just met. Anywho, I'm gonna move right along and say hello. It's a Canalave City, guys, and such peaceful music. I really, really like the design of Canalave City, honestly. It's like a, port town. Just really well designed, music's real pleasant. Cargo port. No, cargo on road, you silly sign. What's up? Your clothes look damp. Maybe you took the boat to Iron Island to get a hidden machine, right? Well, in all my video gaming years, I would say that is what they would call a hint. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind. There's HM on Iron Island, which sounds pretty hardcore if you ask me. Hey, get over here! Get over here! Hello, trainer. This is something I found. It was mixed in with a load of cargo from another country. Oh, probably diseased. It's not anything I can use, so I think you should take it. Oh, thank you. And we get TM48. What? Oh, you know how cool it would be if it was embargo? If this one was embargo? That would be cool. You know how Pokemon have their own abilities? Describe them to me in excruciating detail. Well, the move Skill Swap exchanges the user's ability with that of its target Pokemon. How you use Skill Swap is a measure of your expertise as a trainer. So yeah, Skill Swap, it can be useful. Now get out of my way. Skill Swap can be useful, but I don't think we're going to be using it here. It can be fun and competitive, though. Somewhere far beyond the vast sea, there are other lands populated by Pokemon and trainers. I hardly believe it. I think Sinnoh's the only region. It's the only one with a creation myth. Well, no, it's real. Is it? I don't know, because like Kyogre and Groudon formed land and sea, right? So like that's kind of like a creation thing. I don't know. But anyway, good. The creation started in Sinnoh. Let's leave it at that. All right. What a striking-looking chap we have here. Who did you say I was again? Oh no, Grandpa. It's me. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Pokemaniac. Don't you remember? Oh man, I was only here for your birthday 3 days. Okay, that's actually really sad. Oh yes, I remember now. I'm the move deleter. Okay, like, whew. All right, we're gonna have to take you to a, Poke home there for a second there. You've come to make me force your Pokemon to forget some moves. No, we are not. Remember me. Remember me! If there are moves that need to be forgotten. Okay, as long as you remember yourself there. So yeah, this is the move deleter. He's really handy in case you have HMs on Pokemon that you don't really want on there anymore. So like if we happen to teach Staraptor, heaven forbid we would ever do this. But if we were to teach Staraptor like Defog or something and we didn't want it anymore, HM moves can't be forgotten except through the move deleter. All right, and what do you have to say? I still have Psyduck-based trauma over here. My Psyduck is very close to me. It makes its return move powerful. Don't ask me, bud. I don't know. All right, and what's this over here? Harbor Inn. The text is too faded to read. Well, great. I was going to make a pun about going in the inn, and then my repel wore off, but... hello? The door is tightly shut. It appears impossible to open. Well, it only appears that way, so... maybe I'm not... Oh, hello, sir. How did we miss you? Right here. Welcome to Canalave City, the Canal City. In the old days, this port used to be a hub of cargo transportation. In the old days? Well, what about now? Looks like it's still got a bunch of stuff going on. But anyway, we'll explore the second half after we heal up our Pokemon a little bit, guys. And lots of people in this Pokemon Center. I was lucky enough to get a Strength HM from Iron Island, but I can't use it for moving boulders until I beat Byron, the gym leader. I should make a note of that in my Poketch app memo pad. Oh my goodness, you know how like you go somewhere that's like an event of some kind that's like really focused on one topic, and they're just people who are there, representing whatever it is they're trying to sell you, and they just use buzzwords, like every buzzword in the book. It doesn't even sound like real speech. Like, it sounds almost like real speech, but it's like, it's not words people commonly use. That's what she just did to me right there. It's like, oh yeah, this is you get strength. It's easy to get to Iron Island. It's one boat trip from here. Yeah, well, I don't have a boat. Sorry. Not everyone's part of the bourgeoisie, lady. I'll tell you what. I heard this cool rumor. If you can get on Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, you can go to the Wi-Fi Plaza. The access to the Wi-Fi Plaza is to the basement of any Pokemon Center. Are we still talking about that? It is possible for one kind of Pokemon to have different abilities. That is news to me. Yes, that is very true. So, if there are certain... Sorry, I gotta edit out my coughs there still. There are certain Pokemon you want, but there are certain abilities you want. You have to try for them sometimes. But anyway, that's a little nice piece of advice. Again, seems kind of late to me, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know why we're getting Wi-Fi and ability advice here in Canalave City, but it's got to go somewhere. And, oh, look at this bridge. I really like how they kind of show off the 3D aspects in this generation. It's really nice. So let's cross this bridge and not run into... anybody. Whoops. Hey, Jake. How's it going? You're gonna challenge the gym leader about past here, eh? What are you, Canadian? Someone should check to see if you're ready for this challenge. Oh, I wonder who that's gonna be, huh? And that someone is me with my brand new gym badge. Okay. All right. Once again, Docky pulls on ahead of us, but let's see if he actually deserves this or if he's just, I don't know. It has plot armor, maybe. We're gonna find out. So, but Pikmin trainer Docky once again with a 5. Okay, all right. Now we're talking, bud. Okay, this gives me a little more confidence, honestly, in him getting this gym badge. So, yes, this is our fourth or fifth battle with Docky already. Oh my goodness. I mean, as far as like trainer battles go, he's got a lot of them, and he starts out with the ever illustrious Staraptor. I mean, you could have guessed he had a Staravia, so eventually it's going to be a Staraptor. But this one is going to be on level 36. It's got the ability Intimidate, as you saw. It's got the moves Aerial Ace, Takedown, Quick Attack, and Double Team. So it's pretty intimidating overall. But once again, with Shockwave on Maytag, we don't even have to care if it's not even going to get a chance to use Double Team because we just absolutely bopped that thing. Too easy, and Don Salute getting a nice amount of experience points. Oh, and up next, Heracross, which is another Pokemon that is consistent all the way throughout. It's still consistent throughout his entire team, because depending on your starter, there are a couple of Pokemon that change, but Heracross is the other consistency along with Staraptor, and so we're going to throw our Staraptor out, and our Intimidate is going to be much more effective. Say hello once again to Heracross, this time level 37, so Docky's team's he's pretty yoked, if I do say so myself. But that does not change the fact that he's still quad weak to flying. So this Heracross, level 37, with the ability Swarm, nothing too much to worry about. With the moves Brick Break, Aerial Ace, Night Slash, and Horn Attack. Doesn't even have a Bug-type move to use that Swarm. ability. Unfortunate. And also unfortunate that it goes down in one hit because, well, Warbeak's just that awesome. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, and up next is Rapidash. Okay, this is the first Pokemon that will be different depending on what you chose. So we're going to throw out Autumn here to counter that Rapidash. So for us, because we picked Zuko, he will have a Rapidash with the ability Runaway. I'm useless in this battle. Level 35 with the moves Fire Spin, Takedown, Stomp, and Tail Whip. So literally still nothing intimidating, and we get to use Surf. However, if you had chosen Turtwig, instead he will have himself an Infernape, and that didn't do anything. He'll have himself an Infernape, level 38, so that's actually terrifying. That's stronger than our Zuko. With the ability Blaze with the moves Brick Break, Flame Wheel, Mach Punch, and Aerial Ace. Okay, so this is actually, guys, this is the first time I feel like we've fallen behind Docky, honestly. And oh, thank goodness. Okay, Donzalug wants to learn Poison Fang. Finally, a decent poison move, which it's not going to be around for much longer, if you ask me. What do we want to get rid of? Yeah, let's get rid of Bug Bite. We haven't used it. It's not going to be useful if we do throw out Donzalug in the next gym, which I can't imagine us doing just because I don't think he'd stand much of a chance, as he is right now. All right, and up next, of course, Roserade. Because we have Autumn out, it makes sense to throw Grass type out, but this is Zuko's time to shine. All right, so next up is Docky's Roserade. Come on, you can do it, bud. Let's come on, you Speed Demon, Blue Blur, huh? All right, so we got Roserade, level 35 with the ability Natural Cure, which is pretty good. You haven't seen, I don't think, did he have a Roserade in the last battle? I can't quite recall. If not, then we haven't seen one since, like, Gardenia, which is crazy. With the moves Giga Drain, Toxic Spikes, Leech Seed, and Grass Whistle. Okay, so this one is actually pretty annoying. It did outspeed our Zuko, which is a little upsetting, but also more intimidating. It threw out Toxic Spikes. So I explained Toxic Spikes. It lived. Zuko, buddy, you have to go. I need you to Oko, bud. Oh, good. Docky didn't use any potions or full restores or anything. That's nice. So anyway, this Roserade Toxic Spikes, it's got 2 set up, so the next Pokemon we throw in is going to be Poison, unless it has Levitate, or is a Flying type, or is a Poison type. So that's pretty handy. If, in fact, you had chosen Piplup, then instead of a Roserade, Docky will have a Torterra, which is super scary. Torterra is one of the coolest starters, period. Honestly, if there were more fire types in this generation, I might have chosen Turtwig. In my personal playthroughs, I always choose Turtwig, like, always. Oh, hello. Okay, before we get into that, close combat. Okay, so Staraptor, Warbeak obviously learned this, but now that we're learning it, I think we can finally utilize Zuko to more of his full potential and be able to Oko a little bit more now that we have close combat. It's very nice. Okay, so, jeez, oh man, this is getting crazy. Now Docky's moving too fast for me. So if you had chosen Piplup, instead of a Roselia, Docky's going to have himself a Torterra, level 38 with the ability Overgrow, Grass Ground type, importantly, with the moves Razor Leaf, Bite, Mega Drain, Leech Seed. That thing's a tank. If you don't have something to deal with it, you're probably going down. Fortunately, it does not have a ground type move like Earthquake or something, so you might be able to survive with whatever meager fire types you've been choosing from. But if you can, hit it with a nice type move, make it go night-night real easy. So he is going to send out Empoleon, so we are definitely going to switch out because Zuko, I cannot imagine taking down a whole Empoleon right now. So we're going to throw out Maytag here, which is going to be a great foil to Empoleon. And as you can see, we've gotten out of tighter spots than this plenty. We have gotten out of tighter spots than this plenty of times before. That's what I'm trying to say. My goodness, what a fast talker. So as you can see, Maytag is not toxic poisoned right now, even though there are spikes all around, because he has the ability Levitate. So really useful, particularly when planning to use spikes or toxic spikes in any competitive sense. So, anyway, the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme of Docky's team, say hello to Empoleon, level 38, Water Steel type Pokemon with the moves Bubble Beam, Aerial Ace, Metal Claw, and Fury Attack. So it doesn't have an intimidating array of moves, but this thing is thick, and it hurts to hit because it is part steel. Water Steel is a fantastic type. I think it's really dope, and I love the design of this Pokemon. And, oh my gosh, it tanked that. Like, that wasn't even close. That's like half. That's like half health. This is Maytag we're talking about. And, okay, oh, we're not done yet. Neither me nor my Pokemon have given up. Nice. Yeah, proper grammar Dockey for the win. And then we're going to Shockwave one more time, but that thing held up. This is Maytag we're talking about. That's no joke. It's not a joke. But, however, if you did not pick Chimchar, he will not have Empoleon. Instead, he'll be taking after his mentor, his master, Crasher Wake, and he has himself a Float Soul, ability Swift Swim, level 35, Aqua Jet Pursuit, Quick Attack, and Swift. In case you were wondering. What just happened? You're telling me I lost? Yes, bud. Look, I know the first episode, it was a fluke every single other time. I don't know why you're still so surprised. But what is also a nice, pleasant surprise is that Zuko is finally evolving. Okay, enough complaining about not OHKOing anything. We are finally evolving. I know I kind of had to talk about this mon a little bit because Dockey would have had one if you picked a different Pokemon, a different starter. But say hello to Infernape, the final form of Zuko. Oh, look at that. Look how cool it is. All he needs is a staff, and he's just, there he is. He's Wukong. But yeah, so say hello to Zuko's final form, Infernape. Still firefighting. Firefighter? Oh, yeah, you're just a bit better than me as usual. But listen up. Let me tell you who's going to take on the Pokemon League and become the champion. You guessed right. It's gonna be me. Anyway, you should go to Iron Island and toughen up some more. Yeah, train at Iron Island. That's what I did before going to the gym. Well, I mean, how'd that work for you against me? Maybe I don't need to go to Iron Island. Okay. We do need to go to Iron Island. So that's good advice. And where'd he go? Why do you run that way? There's nowhere else he can go. What? He's just gone. He's gone, everybody. All right, so we have a couple more houses to rudely barge into. Canalave Library being one of, well, I guess that's not really a house, but ooh, maybe Dockey stowed away on a ship. But let us continue our exploration. And then, well, okay, first let's take a look at Zuko's stats. Finally, he got to level 36 and finally evolved. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that speed, man. Oh my goodness. So his special attack is still a bit stronger than his physical attack, but we don't really have a good special fire type move for him yet. We will remedy that here in the future, I suppose. Yeah, our team's coming together very, very nicely, I must say. Even Homie's always been, the anchor to this team. So let's go. Let's go into Canalave Library. Hello, this is Canalave Library. Please keep quiet while you're on the premises. Sorry about that. I will do my best. What do you have to say? What is it? Please don't disturb me while I'm reading. Sorry. All right, and the ceiling-high bookshelves are crammed with books. Well, I would expect nothing less from a library. My goodness, get all tongue-tied now. What do you have to say? Hey, what's going on? The books on the 3rd floor are easy to read. The ones down here are all too tough for me to understand. I'll be the judge. Get out of my way. I'll be the judge of that. Warned from being read by many people. See, it's warned from being read by many people, so you're just stupid. Please refrain from bringing food or beverages into the library. Yeah, I don't know who would be rude enough to bring food or beverages into the library. It seems like, it's pretty obvious that, books and food and drink don't go together. The nerve of people these days. All right, and what do you have to say? Someone's always checked out the book I want to read. I feel like on the 3rd floor, we're far enough away from the librarian that we can talk normally. Every book contains someone's memories of various places and times. Libraries aren't just buildings where books are kept, They're where different places and times all gather together. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it'd be, kind of like a little time capsule, huh? It's nice when you think about that. On this floor, you'll find many books on the myths and legends of the Sinnoh region. Oh, that sounds very interesting. Yes, Sinnoh myth. Yes, let's read it, sure. Betray not your anger, lest will come. That, man, weep not with sorrow, or will draw near. When joy and enjoyment come natural as the very air, that is happiness. Let such be blessed by the hand of Master Those words were spoken often as customary. I know I do my, level best, but how do you pronounce question mark, question mark, question mark? Yeah, let's read this one. Mythology. All right. Long ago, when Sinnoh had just been made, Pokemon and humans led separate lives. That is not to say they did not help each other. No, indeed they did. They supplied each other with goods and supported each other. A Pokemon proposed to the others to always be ready to help the humans. What? All right, I don't know. This feels like revisionist history, if you ask me. I mean, I played Legends Arceus, and those Pokemon were not willing to help you out until you forcibly captured them. It asked that Pokemon be ready to appear before humans. Thus, to this day, Pokemon appear to us if we enter into tall grass. Yeah, well, if you... See, that makes it sound pleasant, but, I mean, if you heard, anyone from Twin Leaf Town say it, you'd think it was they're just trying to attack you and maul you. My goodness. This book is titled Sinnoh's Myth. Yeah, okay, fine. Sinnoh's Myth. 3 Pokemon there were. Into the lakes they dove, deep, deep, drawing no breath. Deeper, deeper they dove. Into suffocating depths they dove. Deeper than the deepest they alight. From the lake floor they rise. Bearing with them the power to make vast lands. They rise again. Okay, that one really made me want to take some breaths. I felt like I was drowning in there. All right, this book is titled Veilstone's Myth. Veilstone's Myth? Sure. Veilstone's Myth. A young man, callow and foolish in innocence, came to own a sword. With it, he smote Pokemon, which gave sustenance with carefree abandon. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do we have in this game? People just killing Pokemon with swords? That's wild, dude. Those not taken as food, he discarded with no afterthought. I don't know. I, for one, don't like this Pokemon PETA apologist literature I find in the public libraries. The following year, no Pokemon appeared. Larders grew bare. Okay, so, yeah, but that brings up the question, so do people eat Pokemon? Is there still reason to actually hunt Pokemon, or is there not? Because all I see are Pokemon. Gotta eat somehow. Smiting Pokemon is gonna be how you eat them, if you're going to. I don't know. This book is raising more questions than answers. Yeah, let's keep reading. The young man, seeking the missing Pokemon, journeyed afar. Long did he search, and far and wide too, until one he did find. Oh great, now we got Yoda speak going on.
Asked he, "Why do you hide?" To which replied the Pokemon did,
"If you bear your sword to bring harm upon us, with claws and fangs we will exact a toll." Oh, this is a pound of flesh type of hardcore mythology. Alright, I see. "From your kind we will take our toll, for it must be done. Done it must be to guard ourselves, and for it I apologize." No, don't apologize, revel in it. Exact your revenge, you Pokemon. Also, what Pokemon talk? Pokemon used to talk back in the day. The only Pokemon I know to talk is Meowth, and then Mewtwo, but that's technically not talking. He's just in your head, bro. All right, yes, let's keep reading. Jeez, it's almost as long as Sharon's diary. My goodness. To the skies, the young man shouted his dismay. Dismay! "In having found the sword, I have lost so much. Gorged with power, I grew blind to Pokemon being alive. I will never fall savage again. The sword I denounce and forsake. I plead for forgiveness, for I was but a fool." Alright, but, are they still gonna exact their revenge, or? So saying, the young man hurled the sword into the ground, snapping it. Whoa, okay, well, if you can break a sword just by hurling it at the ground, buddy, you don't need a sword. Those hands are already weapons. Seeing this, the Pokemon disappeared to a place beyond seeing. Well, that way. Okay, so I guess no real resolution to that story. But hey, good old story time over here with your friendly neighborhood Pokemaniac, I suppose. And with that, we have explored the Canalave Library, currently to its fullest extent. All right, and okay, guys, we're back on the first floor, so we're gonna pretend like we were whispering the whole time. Because you're supposed to be quiet in libraries. It's common courtesy. I'm going to study at the library. I take an interest in the subject of time and space. Mons in space. The gym leader and the trainers of this gym often go out to Iron Island. They not only train their Pokemon, but they work out as well. There's still buff gym trainers walking in and out of this gym all day. That's why I stay here. Great. Another abandoned house. Oh, well, I guess I can... Man, I could get squatters' rights if you stay in there long enough. And what's this? Oh, an Eldritch Sailor? This I gotta see. What's this sign say first? Canalave Dock. Okay, Docky. All right. So, I gotta see who this Eldritch Sailor is. There's no Eldritch Sailor in here. Is this kid the product of a cosmic horror and a human? I'm gonna be a sailor like my daddy. Are you going to be a cosmic Eldritch Sailor like your daddy? He's a real man among men. Even the sea doesn't scare him. Oh, but the gym leader to be cool too. Byron is so awesome. Okay, if your daddy really is like an Eldritch horror, buddy, I hate to break it to you. You look pretty human to me. Gym leader might be your daddy. Well, he's somebody's daddy, I guess. Our boy has too much energy. That's the best way to be. Yeah, you know what? I would tend to agree. Even though it's a lot of effort, but. And with that, I guess this is Sailor Eldritch. Hello, Mr. Eldritch. Do you want to set sail? No background check, no vetting, nothing. Just, do you want to sail? See, that's what I like. That's confidence. This dude, no one messes with this guy. He can just take anybody. It doesn't matter. He'll deal with his problems. So this is how we're going to get to Iron Island. We don't have our own boat, but Sailor Eldritch here. Just tell me whenever you need to set sail. All right. And we shall in the next episode, guys. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like. And until next time, I will catch you later. On the high seas, of course. Running in the doors. Running, here's some more. Running in the doors. Running indoors. Pokemon Gen 4.
Pikachu?